What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Pittsburgh Steelers, winners over the New York Jets 34-32. Welcome to Steelers Almighty. This your man, Big B, Brian Hanley. Yeah, yeah. I will take the win. Now, was it the way that I wanted to win? No. Was it the way that we thought we were going to win? No. I don't think any of that matters. I don't think any of that matters at all. I basically the Steelers pulled out a victory in a game where they didn't play well at all defensively. Name the last time in the last 4 or 5 years where you could say, yeah, the Steelers absolutely suck defensively, but if they could just get a stop, we're still in the football game. Or better yet, where could you name a time in the last couple of years where the Steelers just sucked defensively, but they were still in the game? That was this opportunity. And the defense got the stops that they needed, and the offense, again, took over. Look, um, everything wasn't perfect. But first of all, they scored an opening drive touchdown. That's number one. Number two, they scored 34 points. I mean, Aaron Rodgers looked phenomenal. Got us in and out of the right plays. Got the ball where it needed to go. Had a couple bad throws. Risky. Could have been interceptions, but they weren't. But he threw for 4 touchdowns. I mean, this is – we expected a close game. We just expected it to be low scoring. So that's the difference. But I will take it any way that we can get it, ladies and gentlemen. It is a victory by the Pittsburgh Steelers. I appreciate everybody showing up. We're going to start seeing members trickle in as we get this thing going. So I appreciate you. My man S. Palmer, what is going on? Woo! We're 1-0. People, we are 1-0. There he is, Mr. Mike Gardner. I'll take it. I'll take it. We couldn't run the football. Lord have mercy, we couldn't run the football. What's going on, King Train? We appreciate you being in here. Miss Felicia, absolutely. I expected a close, stressful game. Just not that way. Yeah. Yeah. So, but Cam, I don't think Cam got injured. He just got poked in the eye. That's not an injury. He came right back in. They called timeout. He came back in. That's not an injury, getting poked in the eye. Having said all of that, appreciate everybody being in here. Again, super chats are wide open if you want your comment, question, or rant up on the screen. Members always get their comments, question, and rants up on the screen. I will take it. So there's good, bad, and then there's ugly for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm going to start off with the good today. There's plenty of times that we could start off with the bad and the ugly, and I think we know what the damn ugly is, but we're not going to do that today. We're going to start off with the good. The good is Aaron Rodgers. There was a lot of questions going into this football game. And for any Steeler fan, and I know there'll be some pessimistic ones out there, well, it's the Jets. They're not that good. No, the Jets have a good defense. The Jets have a good defense. Okay? I'm not saying they're the top in the league, but the Jets have a good defense. Aaron Rodgers was 20 for 32, 244, 4 touchdowns, no picks. Quarterback rating of 136. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Got us in and out of the right plays. Had a couple of throws, that weren't accurate on slants. Okay. But Aaron Rodgers was pretty daggone good. Pretty daggone good. I will take it. I will absolutely take it. Another thing that was good, but before we do that, our main man, Capricorn Steel, coming through. He's got a bet, a year-long bet with Steelers Almighty. So $50 super chat anytime we score over 30 points. Week 1, here we are. 30 points scored per my word, says my man Capricorn Steel. Look, the D looks shaky, but number 5 is a player. Go Steelers. That was going to be my next comment. Jalen Ramsey. I mean, Jalen Ramsey comes up with the 2 biggest plays of the football game, knocks away a pass on the sideline, and then just absolutely blows Garrett Wilson up on the final play of the game. just blows him apart after Garrett Wilson was talking all that nonsense, gets blown up, drops a pass. Pittsburgh Steelers win. Absolutely, I love it. Yes, Steve, it was it was exciting. It was exciting. You know, super chat, but my man Jason said, good win, but I'm sorry, Broderick Jones is a bust, dude. We'll get to that in a minute, man. We're talking about the good stuff right now, Jason. I appreciate you supporting the channel. We appreciate it. We'll get to all the bad. Right now, we're talking good. We are talking good. And another thing that was good, can we pay Chris Boswell? The person that all the talk about getting a new contract was Cam Hayward. Can we pay the best kicker in football? I mean, I'm just throwing that out there. Can we just pay the best kicker in football? What's wrong with paying the best kicker in football? If you offered, I mean, what are we going to make the incentives for Boswell? How many field goals did you get over 50 yards? Then, okay, do that and say, you know what? Every 50-yarder or more will give you an extra $1 million. Do that. But I bet you won't do that. That's all I'm saying. Pay Chris Boswell. Pittsburgh Steelers, what the hell are you doing? He's the best kicker in football. Pay the man. Pay the man. He has a 56-yarder that he kicked like it was absolutely nothing. Oh, then with the game on the line, he just happened to kick a 60-yarder that would have been good from 70 yards, and he kicked it right down the damn middle. Pay the man. Period. End of story. Pay the man. Jiminy Christmas. I love it. I mean, look, those were positives. DK Metcalf, good game. Had a drop, but a good game. Calvin Austin. I don't know, people. I don't know. As a wide receiver, too, he looked all right, didn't he? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. He looked okay. Now, maybe we'll play some better defenses or whatever the case may be. But that, first of all, that last pass, that should have been pass interference. He got pulled. But Calvin Austin looked pretty good, didn't he? I mean, if he's the wide receiver too, what do you want him to do? Get open? He did. Catch a wide open touchdown where he dusted a guy? He did that. Make a contested catch where he mossed a guy on the sideline? He did that. I mean, that's where we're at with it right now. Pat Freiermuth, good game. But I told you his numbers weren't going to be great. But what did he do? He caught the ball over the middle of the field. I mean, the middle of the field has been allergic to the Pittsburgh Steelers over the last 3.5 seasons. We have just been allergic to throwing the ball in the middle of the field. Well, Aaron Rodgers is saying, no, I'm going to throw the ball where the ball needs to be thrown. And if it's the middle of the field, then that's where the hell I'm going to throw it. Jonnu Smith didn't have a ton of yards. But he's a football player. And speaking of Freiermuth and Jonnu, the best play that I saw Pat Freiermuth make was that block on the edge to get Jonnu Smith that touchdown. Was it the perfect block? No. But what did he do? He fought his ass off and occupied the guy long enough to get a touchdown. That was the best play that he made all day. Loved it. Absolutely loved it. You know, I mean, there was a lot of good things that I saw out there. I'll have to look at the tape to talk about certain offensive line other than you know who. And we're not talking about it now. We'll get to that. We're talking good right now. We're talking good stuff that I saw. I thought the defensive ends, outside linebackers played good. I thought TJ Watt looked good. You know, he was real good against the run. They were getting pressure. You know, Alex Highsmith, got there. So it looked okay. It looked okay. You know, that part did. Secondary as a whole, not so much. But I thought those are the good stuff. My man Alonzo Dunn, $100 super chat. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes. We are 1-0, and we don't have to be 1-0. We don't have to be 1-0, but we are. And I would just say this, we're 1-0 with a game that we just didn't play well. I mean, we played well on one aspect of the game, well, two aspects of the game. Obviously, special teams came up with a big fumble. Kenneth Gainwell causes a big fumble. And then, of course, we had the best kicker in football. And we played good throwing the football in spots. But we didn't run it well. We didn't defend the run well. We didn't play great defense. I mean, but the one thing that I'll also say as far as good, the Steelers didn't quit. They had an opportunity to quit. We go ahead, and then the Jets come right back down and score. And then we go 3 and out. And then it's like, well, that's it. They got us. That's not what happened. What did the Steelers turn around and do? The Steelers turn around and get a 3 and out. And then we go down the field and kick the game-winning field goal and then turn around and get another stop. So they didn't quit, and they had the opportunity to quit. The defense could have literally laid down when they weren't doing anything. The defense could have just laid down, and that's not what happened. So, look, it is what it is. The Steelers, we've got more opportunities. We've got more opportunities to get better. This is just game one. Now let's go to the bad. I said we got the good, the bad, and the ugly. The bad, Super Hayward. I only noticed Super Hayward on the field one time today, and that was when he was hitting a guy late on a punt that the Jets had already down that cost us 15 yards. When we had good field position, he cost us 15 yards, and then we don't have good field position. That's, Cam, you want to talk about your brother and how we need to lay off of him and how he works his ass off? Again, Super Hayward, I only noticed him on the field one time when he was doing something stupid. I mean, what else you want me to say? He was doing something stupid. Also, the bad. And maybe this is ugly, but the run game for the Pittsburgh Steelers, come on, man. Come on, man. The Steelers, look, you're not going to win many games like that. 53 yards rushing, come on. 53. And what did we have, 22 at the half? Now, the one thing that I will say, we had 50 total plays is, I don't know. It just seemed like the Steelers didn't try to stick with it. But here's the thing. As Steeler fans over the years, we have been the type that we would stick with the run and just keep running it even when the run wasn't working. The Steelers didn't do that today. Arthur Smith said, look, we can be mad at Arthur Smith about certain stuff. You can't be mad at Arthur Smith today. No, today you can't be mad at Arthur Smith because Arthur Smith said, look, we can't run the football. We need to throw it. And he did. This is not the day to be bashing Arthur Smith. Not today. I won't have it. And I'm not an Arthur Smith apologist because personally, I think he stinks. But not today. Not today. The only fault that I have is at the end of the game when the Steelers were trying to get in field goal range and they threw that dumb screen pass to Jonnu Smith and ended up losing 3 yards. I thought, what the hell are you doing? I thought the Steelers could have run the ball in that situation. But then they ran that. I'm like, what are we doing here? So, but other than that, yeah. So, and they controlled the line of scrimmage. The Jets controlled the line of scrimmage on both sides. They just did. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. But today, like I said, We can bash Arthur Smith when we need to bash him. Today's not the day. Today just ain't the and I'll be honest with you guys, and I love each and every one of you. I'm not going to let you do it today. And I know there's probably going to be somebody in here who's going to do it just to be dumb, but you can't bash Arthur Smith today. You can't bash him today. Not today. He was actually really good today. It wasn't, hey, Arthur Smith was okay, or no. He was really good today. Really good today. And good for him. Good for him. So that's right, William. A win is a win is a win. So what's going on, Mr. Alonzo Dunn? Let me get to some of these chats. Before we get to the ugly, and there is obviously some ugly, let me get to some of the members in here. What's going on, Tyler? We appreciate you being in here, my man. So spreading the football out. We look good. We know my man Capricorn Steel is in here. Mr. Alonzo Dunn. Art's baby doll has joined. That was a coach we can't mention on the channel. Yeah, that former offensive coordinator. We don't talk about him. That's right, Art's baby doll. We don't talk about him. We don't bring up his name. You get sent to a place you don't want to get sent to if you bring up his name. So, hey, Wild Bill, hated that. Yes, you're talking about that Arthur Smith at the end of the game, that screen to Jonnu. Yeah, I didn't like it, man. I didn't like it. That was my only fault from him today. So, that was it. Was that pass. But now, ladies and gentlemen, we have to get to the ugly. And then we'll go from there. I promise I'll get through the ugly, and then we will go from there. Uh-oh. Got a new member. Smooth, yet psychedelic just became a member at the all-pro level. We appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. Thank you very, very much. So first off, the ugly. The running game. Yikes. 53 yards. Pathetic. Getting dominated on both lines of scrimmage. The defense not being able to stop the run. 182 yards. I thought we fixed it. I thought we fixed the run game problems. Is Derek Harmon really the savior? I'll say this. Here's the telltale sign. You all remember on that 4th and 1 play, or actually, it was the play before that. It was the 3rd and 1 on the goal line situation. 3rd and 1 on the goal line before the Jets' last touchdown. There was a play, and they had 4 defensive linemen in the game. That's like, hey, you're going to run it. We're going to put our big boys in the game. You know who wasn't in the game at that time? Keanu Benton. Keanu Benton was not in the football game. So my question is, if you're on the goal line, a 3rd and 1 situation, you got your goal line defense in. If Keanu Benton's not big enough to be in the game, can somebody explain to me why the hell is he our starting nose tackle? Can anybody just tell me why this guy that isn't big enough to be in on goal line, why the hell is he our starting nose tackle? And he was getting his ass kicked the whole game. He was literally getting his ass kicked the whole game. And to be quite honest with you, I feel bad for him because it's not his fault. He isn't big enough. Look, the game plan for the Jets was pretty simple. We're going to run the ball in between the tackles, and we think we have an advantage there. Well, they did. And look, it's not that if Benton played defensive end in our 3-4, I think he's fine. Honestly, I think he's fine. But they're trying to make him into something he isn't. I don't know why. I don't know. Emery says Benton is a natural 3 tech, but we keep putting him at 1 tech when he's not big. Exactly. He's literally not big enough. He's just not big enough. And again, like him getting his ass kicked. It's not his fault. It really isn't. The guy's 305 pounds. That's not big enough to be a nose tackle in national. That's not big enough to be a nose tackle in Division I football, much less an NFL level. He's just not big enough. And teams are going to keep taking advantage of it. And we can keep talking about why we don't want to have Y.A. Black as the nose tackle. At some point, you just need to put a bigger dude in there. At some point, you just got to do it. So, and yes, Alonzo Dunn, thank you for the super chat, man, and supporting the channel. He is in the wrong position. He is 100% in the wrong position. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. But that's where the difference is. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to get to this last ugly before we just break it open and I start answering your all's questions and talking all about it. I'm going to get to this last ugly. But I'm going to make I'm just basically going to get to a premonition here. I am not going to stand for anybody saying needs to change positions. Finally on his proper side. He's young. Give him a chance. I'm not standing for any of it today. I'm just not going to. I love each and every one of you guys because you guys come to my channel and you support my channel, man. You are helping support my dreams of having a channel on YouTube to talk about the team that I love. But I will call you an idiot if I see any of that today. I will. I'm just telling you right now. I'm just throwing it out there. I'm trying to be as honest as possible. I will call you an idiot if I see any of it. Broderick, and I've tried. I have tried my hardest. I have tried to defend it. I've tried, Alonzo Remedial Jones. I've done my best to say, well, hold on. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. Broderick Jones is a bust. Broderick Jones is a bust. Period. End of story. Broderick Jones is a bust. I don't care what anybody says. Broderick Jones is a bust. Until I see otherwise, I haven't said it until now. Broderick Jones is a bust. That was so... First of all, just so we're on the same page, people, Broderick Jones gave up 3 sacks today. He is on pace to give up 51 sacks this year if he just does what he did today. 51 sacks is what he's on pace to do. If he just does what he did today. Lord have mercy. I just don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. 3 sacks. He's a bust. He's an absolute bust. I mean, oh. Howard is saying one game he's a bust. Howard, you're an idiot. I'm gonna say that right here and right now. First of all, is this the only game that Broderick Jones has played bad? Is this the only game that we've seen him play bad? I'm sorry. We had an entire football season last year of him playing bad. So, I knew there was going to be some stupid person that came in here and said something stupid. I told you there would be. I told you there would be. There always is. There always is. Broderick Jones is a bust. Period. End of story. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. He was getting whipped, not just giving up sacks. He was getting whipped in the run game as well. It was absolutely ridiculous. Broderick is so lazy. He only wants to do the minimum amount required on each and every play. He wants to do the least amount that he can do and hopes that the play is over before his guy makes the play. That's what Broderick Jones wants to do. Might be one of the laziest football players that I think I've ever seen. 3 sacks, dominated. And here's the part that pisses me off more than anything in the world. In the last drive, when the Steelers had to have it, Broderick Jones played good. And that's why you know that Broderick Jones just, excuse my French, he just doesn't give a shit. It's that simple. That's how you know he just doesn't care. He just doesn't have the want to. Because when he wanted to play good, he did. Other than that, and that's not somebody you can count on. And not only is it not somebody you can count on, it's somebody that you don't want to count on. It's pretty much that simple. It's literally, it's that simple. You just can't depend on it. So, I don't know. I don't know. My problem is, what do they have behind him? And I say, if Calvin Anderson is healthy, give him a chance. Hey, Brenda, how you doing? So, it's just that simple. He's a bust. He's a bust. And here's the thing. I fought it for so long because I'm like, man, when I see him do it right, he's so good. When he does it right, he's so good. The problem is, it's so few and far between that you actually see it. Ooh, brutal. It's brutal. So, Capricorn Steel says A-Rod won't make it to the bye week with 77 out there, but who do they turn to? I don't know. You got to do something because you're right. A-Rod's going to get hurt. Emery says try Pete or Anderson. We have nothing to lose. I mean, that's my whole thing. It's like if Calvin Anderson can, if he can just give you the effort, I'll take the effort. But Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. I don't, that was pathetic today. I was expecting him to come out and say, you know what? Forget all the preseason stuff. I'm the left tackle of the Pittsburgh Steelers, what I've always wanted to be since they drafted me. It's time to go. It's time to go. And I know there's a faction of people that want to blame Pat Meyer for everything wrong with the offensive line. Look, I'm not saying Pat Meyer's a good offensive line coach. However, you can't the offensive line can't teach the offensive line coach. He can't coach effort. He can't coach want to. He can't coach that. He can give you all the technique and all that stuff, but he can't coach your effort. He can't coach your want to. He can't do that. Project just doesn't want to. So, oh man, it's just terrible. It's just terrible. He's a bad football player. Got a new subscriber. We appreciate you, man. Thank you. Jason with the super chat says, I'm disappointed in Arthur Smith not utilizing Roman Wilson after all the hype in training camp in the offseason. Where was he? I expected better. Again, Jason, I'm going to tell you this. I'm not accepting any Arthur Smith slander today. Like, Arthur Smith was outstanding today. What are you talking about? The Steelers scored 34 points and won the football game without needing Roman Wilson to do anything. Like, at some point, we have to be a fan base that can't just say anything just to say that we said it. Like, we scored 34 points. We scored on our opening drive. We threw the ball all over the football field. And we didn't need Roman Wilson to do anything. Oh, by the way, when we did notice Roman Wilson, he was out there not making a block for Calvin Austin in the game-winning drive. Like, come on, bro. What are we doing? Can't be talking about Roman Wilson. Like, what? Who cares? And my thing is, like, seriously, who cares where Roman Wilson was today? If this is the offense, at least the throwing offense that the Steelers are going to get all season, and if Roman Wilson don't catch a pass, is anybody going to give a damn? And I'm just asking an honest question. If the Steelers' passing offense looks like this all season and Roman Wilson has 0 catches on the year, who's going to care? Because I know I'm not. I'm not going to care at all. Not even a little bit. Because you know who did look better than him? Ben Skoranek looked fine. Caught that crossing route, looked fast, was wide open. I don't know. Jason, screw getting a young QB in next year's draft. We need a tackle next year. It's time to cut ties with Broderick. I'm a little disappointed in it. You got to stop. Who the hell is disappointed with Arthur Smith? You got to stop. You got to stop, Jason. Come on, man. Come on. Sheesh. Sheesh. And here's the thing. I actually think Roman Wilson will be fine. Just they didn't throw him the ball. But we won. We didn't need to throw him the ball. We didn't need to throw him the football. Like, what purpose? Like, what else was the offense going to do today? Well, I don't think the offense was going to do anything today. And I think there's the big question right there. Roman's got to get open. Damn right, Capricorn Steel. Roman got to get open. Because you're not going to tell me that Roman Wilson was out there running routes wide open and Aaron Rodgers just said, nah, I'm not going to throw him the ball. That didn't happen. So, I don't know. There it is. Emery says Rodgers gets all the flowers. He basically stepped into what he stepped into with the Jets last year as far as a bad O-line play and poor defensive play. But Rodgers carried us and balled out today. He sure did. Because our defense was pathetic today. We couldn't stop the Jets. I mean, if that's the Justin Fields that we could have had, Jiminy Christmas. I would have taken that Justin Fields all day. Other than the only thing that I would say is that, and Justin Fields made 3 throws over the middle of the field that I didn't even see him attempt last year. And I'm like, boy, they must have just never let him do anything. He made 3 throws right over the middle of the field that they just said, they must have told Justin Fields, if you even think about throwing the ball over the middle of the field, you're going on the bench. You are going right to the bench. He looked good. He looked good. So we look good. He looked good. Oh, well. Oh, well. Then we got a man, the master of Musk said, y'all want to keep drafting O-linemen when all that's going to happen is this organization will ruin them. No point. Fire Pat Meyer. Pat Meyer's not responsible for Broderick Jones' effort and want to. I mean, they drafted Pat Meyer or Broderick Jones knowing he was a project. Now, Pat Meyer don't help. He don't help with fundamentals, but he didn't ruin Broderick Jones. Broderick Jones got by in high school and college being a bigger guy and more athletic than the guys that he played against. He got by with that. You don't get by with that in the NFL. And he never learned to finish blocks. He never learned that he had to give maximum effort because he was always so much bigger and athletic than the guys that he played against. Well, now that he's in the NFL, none of those things are true, and he can't play. It's just that simple. But I don't disagree with you. I don't disagree about Pat Meyer not being bad. But he can't coach effort. You can't coach effort. You can coach technique, but you can't coach effort and want to. That's not something a coach can do. They can't make you want it. Either you do or you don't. Either you do or you don't. So Patrick Queen didn't have a good game today. Whew. Him or Peyton Wilson. The whole middle of our defense was bad. The whole middle of our defense was bad. And I think it starts when you're getting your nose tackle moved around. Because the Steelers, a lot were in our base 3-4 defense. Because the Jets lined up in a lot of 12 and 21 personnel. And they just said, we're going to run it. And they just ran it right at us. Ugh. It wasn't good. It wasn't good. Jessica said, can we trade Broad to another team as a potential guard? He's clearly not a tackle. The only thing that I would say about this, because you know who else was bad today, was Isaac Seumalo. Again, I'll have to go back and look at the tape. All 22 will be out on Tuesday. But because you know we do 10 plays of the offensive line. But at first glance, Isaac Seumalo didn't look good today either. He didn't look good. But I don't know that Broderick is a guard. Again, you still got to want to. And not to mention, the guys are bigger in there. So, I don't know. But Isaac didn't look great today. My man, Wild Bill. Soul Milk was terrible. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. Quiet Water was out there getting pushed around. It was ugly. I mean, look, somebody when we did our watch party today with our Hall of Fame members, they were out talking about that we missed Derek Harmon. And I'm like, I don't know if we missed Derek Harmon because we haven't seen him take one step yet. But you know what? It has to. Whatever he gives us has to be better than what Quiet Water was giving us out there. My God. He was just getting pushed around. Jeez Louise. And yeah, the Master Mus on the big show, we've come up with some nicknames. We talked about Loudermilk possibly getting the start today, and the chat went wild with it and started. I mean, I'll let them. I'm sure they're in here. There's people in here. They'll start giving you the nickname, the rundowns of everything. Personally, I think the best one was Quiet Water. I thought instead of Loudermilk, which is his real name, they called him Quiet Water. I think that's the best one. I think that was the best one. So, Lonzo Dunn, I'm selling the O-line. Yeah, the O-line wasn't great, but I'll look. I'll look, and we'll come up with it. We'll come up with it. But you're right. It might be that the Steelers miss Harmon, and he hadn't even played a football game for us yet. So, spoiled milk. Quiet Water, spoiled milk, whatever you want to call them. It wasn't a good look today by our defensive front. Wasn't a good look. Now we got to deal with some injuries. Deshaun Elliott, I'll be honest with you, the way that he was pointing at his knee and rubbing where his knee was hurt, it screams meniscus. I think Deshaun Elliott's going to be out at least a month. I'm not a doctor. I don't know anything about it. Haven't heard anything about it. But I would bet he's out at least a month. Joey Porter, hamstring. Who knows? I bet it's a couple weeks. So, appreciate you, Steve. Thanks for the super chat, man. But Joey Porter Jr., I would guess a couple weeks. His hamstring got tight. But soft tissue injuries, man, that's what happens when guys aren't practicing, aren't playing. So, but we'll see. So, yeah, the way Deshaun Elliott got twisted up on that tackle. First off, I thought it was his right knee initially. Because if you look at the replay, his right knee is the one that buckles. And I think because his right knee buckled and he couldn't plant on it, then his left knee got all twisted up and bent. I mean, it didn't look great. So, it didn't look great. But if they have to go get another safety, there's still safeties that are available to play. And that's why because you don't have to go. You don't have to have 5 or 6 safeties on your team. Plus, Jalen Ramsey can slide into that role. We'll, we'll see what happens. But they can make some decisions. You know, they can. I mean, Killebrew's not going to be a safety out there playing. I know that. Steelers aren't going to do that. So it's just guys get hurt. I mean, unfortunately, that's the game of football. Bones break, ligaments tear, soft tissue injuries get pulled. It's just the way it works. It's unfortunate, but you know it's going to happen. You just don't know when or how bad. So S. Palmer says, do you unlock the watch videos at some point? I don't know. We'll see. As far as the watch parties, how we do that, man. We'll see how we do that. New subscriber, we appreciate you, man. Thank you for supporting the channel. But we will see that. Kevin Royce just became a member. Thank you, Kevin. We appreciate you for supporting the channel, man. Thank you. Talking about bringing the pain. No, I don't think it's Beanie Bishop time. I don't think it's Beanie Bishop time. No. We'll see. But I don't know. But you're right, Mr. Alonzo Dunn. Jalen Ramsey with the big pop at the end of the game, worth every penny. I mean, you bring guys in to help you win football games, right? Aaron Rodgers, Jalen Ramsey. I mean, you bring those guys in to kind of do what they did today. Isn't that right? I mean, and that's why those guys get paid the big bucks. And I know people will say, well, TJ Watt didn't have any sacks. In obvious passing situations, they were double and triple teaming TJ Watt. But TJ Watt played the run outstanding today. But they didn't run outside. Like, they didn't run off tackle plays. They didn't do a ton of that. They were running in between the tackles. Basically, from guard to guard is where they were running the football. Like, that's where the Jets decided that they could attack the Steelers, was from guard to guard, and we couldn't do a whole lot about it. So, and no, it was not a top 5 defense today, Danny. No. The Steelers, and when it comes to defense, when it comes out, the first team stat, we're going to be probably 29. And I'm not going to stand for it. Y'all know me. Top 5 defense or bust. I need to see improvement next week. I need to see a lot of improvement next week. Playing the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, we'll get into all of that next week. But, what else you got, chat? What did you see that maybe I didn't see? I saw a lot, but I don't see it all. What did you guys see that I didn't see? Miss Felicia said, thank Justin Fields was good. Russell Wilson was garbage. I heard Russell Wilson wasn't any good today. But did we think he was going to be any good? I mean, by week 4, he's not even going to have a starting job. So, we'll see. Wilson was the better between Queen and Wilson. Yeah. There ain't no Patrick Queen. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. That's all I'm going to say. I don't know. I'm starting to be out on Patrick Queen. I'm starting to be out on him. Jets are a bad matchup for the Steelers. I mean, I don't know if they're a bad matchup, but, well, maybe. I think because what the Jets want to do is they've changed their identity. They want to run the football, and they're really good from guard to guard, but they're also good on the interior line. Quinnen Williams was giving us fits. So we just have to be better. That's all. We have to be better. We have to be better. Look, there's tape out now. Teams are going to want to attack us from guard to guard. Do I think that Holcomb should start over Wilson? No, not at all. Not at all. Special teams needs to be better on kickoffs. I tried to be mad about that, But I look at the league and I look at it as a whole. Teams are getting the ball out past the 30-yard line basically on routine on these kickoffs nowadays. So I guess they wanted to bring that back into the game. So fine. But I'm like, well, damn. Like everybody gets the ball out past the 30-yard line. It's crazy. So I don't know. We'll see. But I would love to see him tighten up on kickoff coverage. I would love to see us tighten up on kickoff coverage. So how many games do I give the defense to get it together? One, this past game that we just played. That's it. I don't give a defense any grace that's getting paid $178 million. They get no grace from me. None. None. So I don't give, and I know what you're saying. Hey, let them ease into it and get better. No. Hopefully they do, but I don't give them any grace. I expected them to be lights out game one. So I expect them to be lights out game two. I'm not giving them any grace. So what are my thoughts on the Ramsey penalty? X concept. I thought that was one of the worst penalties that I've seen in the National Football League since I've been watching. And I've been watching the NFL for a long time. I thought that was one of the worst penalties that I've ever seen. So you're telling me that I can't go low to try to tackle a guy, and because I understand the rule that they have, but he went around the blocker and tried to avoid the blocker. When he's trying to blow up a blocker, he goes right through his knee. That's why they put the rule there, to keep guys from going right through somebody's knee. He didn't do that. He didn't do that at all. I thought it was one of the worst calls that I've ever seen. Absolutely horrendous. Gee, many Christmas, it was terrible. It was terrible. Terrible. But it is what it is. Calvin, we appreciate, or Kalen, we appreciate you supporting the channel and become a member, man. Thank you very much. So, Gainwell made a great play, didn't he, Jessica? He absolutely changed momentum, didn't he? He sure did. He sure did. That was a great play. Again, a guy that's getting a ton of reps on offense has to play special teams because that's how you make your mark when you're a backup. And what's he do? Come up with a big fumble or causing a big fumble. I mean, that's how you stay employed, ladies and gentlemen. When you're a fringe player, and I'm not saying Gainwell is a fringe player because he isn't, but that's how you stay employed for a long time, playing good special teams, just giving some effort. Because that's all that was just effort. That's all it was. He was falling down on the play. He reached out and smacked the guy's arm and caused a fumble. Just some effort. Just some effort. So, but we'll see. Steve says starters should have played more in the preseason. And maybe they just don't want to run the risk. I understand. They don't want to run the risk of guys getting hurt. Appreciate the super chat, Steve. Thank you for your support, man. So, I don't know if Gainwell's the number one running back, but, I mean, he got 7 carries, and he caught 3 passes. So, Jaylen Warren got 11 carries, and he caught 2 passes. So, I think Jaylen Warren's the number one guy, but the Steelers just couldn't run it. I mean, they just could not run the football. That has to change. They got to get better at running the football. They got to get better at running the football. And I hope some reporter specifically asked Mike Tomlin directly, Coach, what are we going to do about Broderick Jones? Broderick wasn't good. He gave up 3 sacks today. Like, in his and again, I haven't heard Mike Tomlin press conference yet, but I want to know what he has to say about it. And it can't be that's such his life in the NFL. You know how he is with those Tomlinisms. Well, a component of playing football, That's such is life in the National Football League. Nah, I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear that. So I don't want to hear it. Tell me a real answer, coach. Tell me a real answer. Broderick was pathetic. He's on average. I mean, if he plays like he did today, he's going to give up 51 sacks this year. That's what he's on pace for. 51 sacks. Oh, I'm just over it. I'm just over it. See you later, Felicia. Thank you for being here. So, yeah, I mean, you're right. You can't blame the running backs if the O-line's not getting any push. I mean, you can't blame them. We just couldn't run it at all. But here's what I would say. There were opportunities where guys like Gainwell missed an opportunity. Instead of him bouncing your hole, he just tried to run it and stick his nose in there. I'm like, hold on. Jump cut to the right. There's a hole there. So sometimes it's vision. Sometimes it's O-line. Either way, it's got to get better for the Steelers to get better. All of it's got to get better for the Steelers to get better. So, and we can say Broderick's got to be benched, but look, I'm not opposed to it, but are we going to see somebody any better? Because if it's just going to be the same, I might as well just keep him out there. That's all I'm saying. Nate said, celebrate. He's 1 year a member. Says, why is Warren not in on big downs for pass pro instead of Gainwell? Yeah, I noticed that too. So, Johnson scared you with the fumble. Me too. I'm not sure Caleb Johnson has adjusted to the speed of the NFL as of yet. I'm not sure he's adjusted to that just yet. So we'll see as the year goes on. So, but who knows? Appreciate you, Nate. Thank you for your membership and supporting the channel the way that you do. So, Howard still on the Broderick Jones. Still loves him some Broderick Jones. It's okay to let it go, man. The guy's a bust. He stinks. And it doesn't matter if the Steelers, every first-round draft pick that they've ever had, all of them have been first-round bust. He's one too. So you saying, well, thank God he's the Steelers' first-round bust. It doesn't matter. He stinks. Just, it's okay for you to say that. I promise you, he won't be mad at you. You can't run outside if you don't have offensive tackles. That's true. So, and you are right, Jason. Pete should be better than Broderick. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Donnie Watts says, all I can say, Big B, is that some of them defensive linemen don't need to be starting. I test told you. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Super chat by Michelle. If they are top 5D, it shouldn't matter who we play. No, it shouldn't matter who we play. It shouldn't matter. Bad matchup or not. Nobody should be running for that many yards against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Nobody should be doing that. So, Emery jumping on bandwagon said, Quiet Milk made me miss my Travius Adams and Larry O. Yeah, he did. He did. They got to stop with this Quiet Milk being out there so much. They got to stop that. I don't know what they're trying to prove, but they got to stop that. So, Wild Bill with a good comment here. He says, you couldn't help Broderick with a tight end today. He was getting beat inside. Exactly. I mean, how many times did Johnson or McDonald spin inside on him? Now, it happened to Troy Fautano once, too. They spun inside on him, and he got beat, too. But Broderick, he kept spinning inside. He kept getting beat inside. I'm like, geez, man. Except for the one time on the very first play of the football game where he's blocking Quentin Williams and he just pushes him right out of the way and goes right around. I'm like, is this what it's going to be like? Well, yeah, it was actually. It was. It was ugly. So, see you, Arch Baby Doll. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, Arthur Smith did his job today. I was happy with Arthur Smith today. I was happy with it. I was happy with it. Jason said, I never imagined A-Rod throwing for 4 TDs on opening day. I didn't either, but it's what was needed. And the thing, again, like I said earlier, is that's why Arthur Smith just didn't stick with the run and stay stubborn and just say, well, we can't run it. We're just going to keep running it. We're just going to keep running it. No, he didn't do that. He said, no, I got Aaron Rodgers. We're going to throw this damn football. We're going to play action, and we're going to throw the football. And it worked. Is Pete going to start next week? I doubt it. They're going to give Broderick an opportunity to work himself out of it. I don't think he's ever going to, though. Like, he has gotten no better. Like, can you all honestly say from his rookie year, when we first saw him go in the middle of the year until now, Broderick Jones is worse than he was. Like, he's a worse football player. So, I mean, that's my whole thing. He is worse than what he was. And that's why it's so frustrating. It's like, usually guys get better. He's gotten worse. I mean, and you can blame that on coaching. I'll throw that on coaching. How's a guy get worse? And coaching and drafting, like, hey, you see him getting worse. We got to go get somebody else. This guy's not it. So, Quiet Milk and Buster Jones traded to the Browns. They're not going to look. The Browns ain't going to trade for them. They don't need them. They don't need them. But I wish he would. I wish we would. So, I was disappointed with Arthur because it was starting to look like last year. What part of the Steelers football game today looked like last year? Like, somebody said that they're disappointed in Arthur Smith because it was starting to look like last year. Like, the Steelers came out throwing the football and never stopped. Like, what part of this looked like last year? There was we tried to run it. We couldn't. He said, to hell with that. We're going to throw the football today. I don't know what we're talking about. So, Alejandro Villanueva took 4 years to develop. No, he didn't. That's not true. And number 2, he wasn't also the number 14 pick in the draft. So there's that. Jessica said that it's bad when the Jets media posts that Broderick was a weak link. Yeah. I think everybody kind of knows that now. Oh. Yeah, he's gotten worse. I don't know. He's just gotten worse. I'm just trying to figure out why somebody would actually say that the offense looked like last year. I'm like, what part of the offense looked like last year? I don't think anything did. So, oh well, it is what it is. Look, the main thing, people, it ended on this. The Pittsburgh Steelers got to win, and the Steelers didn't play well. You know, I don't know when there was a time that we could say that the Steelers defense got their head beaten in, running, passing, like they couldn't stop anything, but the Steelers were never out of the game and we actually won it. Even the game last year against Cincinnati, the Steelers were turning them over left and right. You know, some of them garbage yards were garbage yards, and they couldn't run the football. In this game, the Jets did whatever they wanted. and we were still able to win it. Jason with the super chat said, Big B this week breaks a 2 or 3 year streak of Steelers not scoring on opening drives. We finally scored in the opening drive. Yes, we did. And the opening drive looked good too, didn't it? Looked good. So, like I said, there's a lot that went into the game. We didn't play well on defense at all until we had to. And then we did the final 2 drives. The Steelers defense stood up. I'll give them credit because we were behind and we hadn't stopped them all game long. And we had to stop them to win, and the defense did that. I will give them credit for that because they deserve the credit. But they got their heads beaten in. They got their heads beaten in. It's got to get better. It's got to get better immediately. It's got to get better immediately. So that's where I'm at with it. I'll take the win. It's game 1, and it could be a loss, but it isn't. And not to mention, this is a game that I think pretty much everybody thought the Steelers got to win. If you are trying to go to where you're trying to go, this is a win. Well, we got it. Doesn't matter how we got there. They don't say, well, it was ugly, so we're only going to give you a half of the W. They don't do that. They give you the full W. So we'll take it, and let's just get better from here, man. This week, we got on Monday, tomorrow, we got the report card that's going to be out. Make sure you guys come and check that out. Then on Tuesday, we got the all 22 coming out of the offensive line. We'll show you Broderick and what he wasn't doing. But it wasn't just Broderick. I want to make sure we're clear. It wasn't just Broderick. So we're going to break that down for you guys. We'll also have the big show on Tuesday night. Wednesday, we got the podcast. Thursday night football. We're not doing a ton. We'll probably do something during the day, town hall. Friday, we got the scouting report. So make sure you guys tune in next week. If you are not already subscribed to Steelers Almighty, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We've got a ton of stuff each and every week now that the season is here. So we appreciate everybody that showed up. It's week 1. It's a victory. There's good. There was bad. There was ugly. But the one thing they can't do is take away the W. I'm glad we came out on the winning side. Guys fought at the end. So I appreciate you guys, and we will talk to you soon. And aloha.